My man, R.A. the Rugged Man in the fucking house.
Okay, so it's live right now?
It's live. It's live.
We're going, huh?
Yeah, man.
Me and Be Real never met in person. We just, never. In all these fucking millions of years.
Yeah. First time in the same spot, man.
I remember when you first came out, man. Pissed me off, man. I was younger than you, and my girlfriend at the time, she was 14. I was like 15 or 17 or something. And she was on your dick.
Oh shit!
And she tried to make me get a goatee, and I was like, I'm not getting a goatee. I'm not gonna try to look like Be Real for you, bitch. But she wanted me to try to look like Be Real.
I'm sorry, man.
It's a lot of years ago, probably 20 something years ago, right? Or more, man.
Well, thank God for that, right? Oh man, so what's good with you, man?
Everything's good, man. Working on the album's dropping on April 30th in a couple days, man.
Oh, nice.
So it's 18 tracks, and it's the best work of my career. I'm really excited about it, man. I just got off the plane right now from New York. Flew in. I just came straight here from the airport, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you put down so many years in this game, man. It's it feels good to come into a record like that when you're feeling like this is your best work. You know what I mean? Feels like you're in the zone.
Yeah.
Right?
When you put in a lot of years and then you're like, you're on top of your game and you're right. Everything's right. Because you're an artist. When like you make a couple records and you're like, these ain't my best records.
Right.
You know that feeling. So that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, you critique yourself worse than everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you're feeling like in that zone, it's like an unstoppable feeling.
Yeah.
Word up, man. Who'd you get to work with on this one?
We got Buck Wild did a couple joints, and Apathy did a beat.
Nice.
And Mr.Green did the most beats on the album. I think he did 3 or 4. And Marco Polo and Shuko from Germany. I got a lot of people. Will Tell, Lil Fame from MOP. Just a lot of people. And rhyming on it, I got Tech Nine and Chris Calico.
Nice.
The Kid Hobson from out here.
Yeah, he's tight too.
Yeah, Talib Kweli and me. We was label mates at Raucous, and we never worked together. We was always planning on it. So we did a joint, me and Talib Kweli, and Vinny Paz, who I did many songs with. Sadat's on the chorus of that one, and forgetting some. Brother Ali and Master Ace too.
What's crazy, man? That's dope that you can collaborate with so many artists like that, and with producers, because back in the day it was hard to get one fucking producer, let alone like 5 or 6, and then trying to get everybody to like come and do cameos back then, because everybody had such a fucked up schedule, you know what I'm saying? And then labels were so fucking with their politics, getting in the middle of letting shit like that
somebody would
happen.
be like, yo, let's work together, and then the label would be like, well, would that be a single? Should we really do it? And then also back in them eras, you remember, like, if you wanted a beat from like a Pete Rock, they'd be like 25 grand. It was like beats were like crazy in that era, so you had to. You couldn't get 6-8 producers on an album because you couldn't afford it.
Yeah, you had to have like a straight up budget to get anything done back then.
Nas was able to do it because he was on Sony.
Yeah.
So that's how he got the Pete Rock, the large. They all fucked with him. They all liked him, but he still had the budget from Sony to be able to,
exactly,
give everybody the money they deserved.
These days, you don't need a big budget. People just want to get their shit on because it's so much more blown out.
Yeah.
Back in the day, there was like a few hundred artists. Now there's like thousands of them.
Yeah. You ever talk to what's the dude that put you on, Joe the Butcher?
Joe. I still talk to Joe every now and then, man. Like, he'll reach out whenever we got a show in Philly.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time he'll come out unless he's out of state or something.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
but we still keep close with Joe, because Joe was really the guy who saw the vision.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, Chris Swartz was the money guy. He was the negotiator, because it's Chris Swartz and Joe the Butcher.
Yeah.
But realistically, the creative dude and the music guy and the guy with the ear was really Joe. You know what I mean? And when he took a chance on us, man, we were like, this is a good dude. And he told us something that stuck with us our whole fucking shit, right? Like, he said, if you're gonna sign an artist, and this was back in the old format, not in what it is today, but he was like, back in that time, if you found an artist and you were willing to put your fucking mortgage into this artist, that's when you know you got something. He goes, I felt that way about you guys. Right after that, had a friend for life, dog. Because I mean, who tells you some shit like that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's what the industry needs more of. Somebody that's willing to put their balls on the fucking table to say, yo, this is the group. This is
I
gonna
believe
make it.
in this.
Yeah, I mean that same thing with Loud, with Wu-Tang. He said, you know, I'm gonna make sure I break the record. And he stood. Nowadays they go, okay, what's happening today? Let's follow the same exact trend and do the same exact thing. And it's not like really. Or if you already have 5 million views on the YouTube, they already made their own buzz.
They're going with safe shit.
Yeah, safeness. You know.
You know, it's like artist development. Back in the day, the labels would take time and put a budget into developing an artist, even if it took them a little while to break.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
now that shit is all gone. It's like if you don't have your own buzz already, like you said, on the YouTubes and your social networks and stuff like that, they ain't even fucking with you because they don't want to spend one dime on developing you.
Yeah. And think of how that would have been back in the day, because you wouldn't have been on, you know, being a young kid, you wouldn't have had no Facebook follower or Twitter follower. So they would have been like, oh, Cypress Hill got 2,000 followers. We ain't fucking with. They wouldn't even give a chance to your music. But he, you know, you had people who saw visions like a Joe the Butcher said, yo, these guys are superstars, and then he put put the bank into it, and that's what the industry needs more of, you know.
Yeah, I believe that. It does need that, but you know, we'll see when that day happens.
People are scared to put the bank on it.
Yeah, they didn't see the technology coming. And the ability for music to go digital
and do it, and artists to be able to do it themselves.
Yeah,
be able to get their music all over the world by themselves.
That's the biggest thing. You don't need the music banks anymore, because realistically, that's what a major label is. It's a bank. You're fucking taking a loan out to make your fucking music, and the interest rate on it is fucked up, and you don't own it at the end. Unless you're like Jay-Z or somebody slick like that who worked out his shit. That's why most artists are independent these days, you know.
Because they could own all their own music and own their catalog, and then when they're old, they got 5-6 albums that they own that they're still getting the money from.
That's the new shit. That's what these young cats are doing. They figured it out. It took us to go through all that bullshit for motherfuckers to figure it out now.
You do movies and stuff too, right? You edit films and everything like that?
I produced a crazy little sex movie, a sex horror movie, and it was monster vaginas and penises and titties and ass and craziness. My next movie, I'm gonna make more of a it's not gonna be serious, but it's gonna be a little bit more closer to an art house flick than a B movie with dicks raping women and stuff.
What made you start getting into just start doing that? From the rhyming to actually.
Well, I was always a movie fan, and when I was a kid, there was a director called Frank Henenlotter that did Basket Case and Frankenhooker and Brain Damage and all these crazy horror movies. So when I signed a Jive, I said, "Yo, find that guy. I want him to direct one of my videos." So he did. So we kept the relationship. And then I said, yo, let's take some of my tour money and just make some fucking retarded, crazy shit. And the movie, as wild and crazy as it is, we sold it to 10 countries, and it got theatrical release in Japan and France, and it made, we did good on it. You know? So. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Because you be putting out some crazy shit.
Yeah. These are my calm down days, though, man. I'm a little bit better behaved these days.
So now are you gonna start doing your own videos and everything else?
Well, I do direct. Most of my videos I either write, produce, or edit, or direct. In fact, I'm directing a new video for Talib Kweli on May 6th, and I did one for him and Reese for Idle Warship a couple months back, and nice. I direct too.
When did you start getting like hands-on with your videos, or did you do that from like the beginning?
Well, I guess around 2000 there was a not Jive Records, Raucous Records. They said, you know all this stuff about movies and stuff. Why don't you do some videos for us? So the thing is, it was when the internet was out. So if you were gonna do a low budget video, there was no YouTube though. So like if you did like a cheap looking video, you couldn't really get it played anywhere anyway.
Right.
So they said, let's do some real disgusting shit, and you write it. So I wrote like really disgusting, horrible, snorting cocaine off of women's vaginas and weird shit. So they would get like hundreds of thousands of hits a day on the Raucous site, and they'd have to pull the clip down and put it back up and all of that shit. So that's when I first got started.
That was the beginning.
But you know, a lot of my wild antics overshadows the music because everybody says, "Oh, remember the time when R.A. did this crazy thing?" Blah 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 blah. You know, and meanwhile, like, you know, they should, you know, sometimes say, "Oh, I remember the dope rhyme R.A. kicked." You know, it's like, you know, you do so much crazy things, you gotta expect that.
I guess it's finding the balance. Finding the balance. But I mean, I think people still recognize the dope rhymes. It's just that the fucking imagery is just so like, you know, so out there up front right there. So maybe they catch it later.
Yeah, word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you had a chance to do a record with Biggie.
I did a couple records with Biggie, but one of them exists. The other one, it was the era, you know, we had the 2-inch reels.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you leave a 2-inch reels with recordings in one studio and another studio, and then when the studio closed, that you don't get your, you know.
Yeah.
Now you record something, it's on your computer, you have 40 copies in 2 days, you know, like so. I have so much material, not just lost songs with Biggie. There's lost songs with me and you know, Tragedy Gaddafi, Mobb Deep records, like so many records.
Yeah.
That just had disappeared forever because I was irresponsible.
Was it because the studio? Was it a certain studio?
Well, it's because you record and you do shit and you don't think like, let me pick up all my reels, you know. And I was staying out in Suffolk County, Long Island, and all the studios were in the city. So I'm like, I wasn't thinking like, let me drive to the city, pick up my reels today, you know. You leave them in the fucking studios, and then years later, you don't know. Oh, Biggie's gonna be this iconic figure. You need to keep his song. You don't think like that. You just go, that song in the studio somewhere.
You just put it in the vault.
Yeah.
Back then, you just like met Big and like, come on, let's go in the studio and just cut a record.
Yeah. Well, he was around in them days where you remember when he was in the studios. Everybody was in the studios. That's
Pretty
what it
much.
was, because nobody had like all the house studios. You know, if you went to a studio in New York, it would be, you know, the Track Masters, Lord Finesse, Redman, you know,
Everybody was working.
Yeah, they'd all be Eric Sermon would be in this room. Say Illinois Scratch, just a random 90 would be in that room, and you know, maybe Vanessa Williams will come in. You know, like that was the studio scene back in the early 90s, because everybody, you know, booked time in the same spots in the city. So I seen Biggie at one of the studio sessions, and we were both unknown at the time. I was coming up, he was coming up, and we just, you know, played each other records and rhymed for each other, and became friends. Yeah. So you know, that's how that started. Yeah, that's how I became friends with most of them. You know, just seeing everyone
seeing
in the studio.
them in the spots. Yeah. Out here, the scene wasn't too much like that because it's so much more spread out.
Oh, because you got to drive everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
Man. All the studios and everybody had their own little spot they worked at. And there were so many spots to fucking work at, so we never really ran into anyone till we did like the Black Sunday record, which we did in New York. And that's when we were at Baby Monster Studio over there, so we started seeing
Which one was Baby Monster? I don't remember.
It was, I know it was in Manhattan somewhere. I can't remember what part, but
like everybody would be up there.
Everybody was up there, man, because they had these certain SSLs that were rare.
Oh, they did their own automation at that time, and nobody had that shit at the time.
Yeah,
and when automation was like new on that shit, like, look, it's moving by itself.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? You know, Joe the Butcher put Muggs on to that shit, and so Muggs looked for a studio because he wanted to do shit in New York for that particular record. So, you know, he found the studio with that particular board, and it was Baby Monster, which was a pretty big studio. You know, as far as hip hop goes, there was a lot of cats over there, but yeah, it was like you said. Everybody's doing a fucking session. It's always booked. You could run into motherfuckers every day.
It didn't matter who it was. Yeah. One
matter
day would be Busta. The next day would be
Fat Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's
what
it was.
You got studio stories, huh?
Oh yeah, everybody got. I got life stories. Fuck, I got fuck life. Life is a crazy motherfucking thing.
Stories upon stories. Shit,
yeah.
So you've been out on the road. You have another artist. I seen you at a show, and you have an artist. It was a girl MC. She was a female MC that was rapping with you at a show.
Yeah. Nah, I don't mess with her anymore. I got you ever saw me on the road with the little 10-year-old kid, Stevie, the rugged kid? Nah, you ain't see him.
I haven't seen him. I was gonna say about crazy. You know, being out on the road and traveling everywhere. I think I did a festival with you in Germany, the Love Festival.
Oh yeah.
In Hanover or something. You were performing. I didn't get to see you perform, but it was the same festival. But what's your favorite? What's What's the favorite show? Right, where have you been? Or you're like, oh man, that's my city.
Well, I love Germany. I love it out in Germany. But you know where the energy is kind of crazy, and you know this also Australia, man.
Australia,
they're like
yeah.
they're always they're jumping and kicking and biting and stomping, and they're crazy out there, man.
That's crazy because most people will say that. They'll say Australia and Germany.
Oh,
and
yeah?
then everywhere
So
else.
I'm just a fucking cliche, right?
No, man. No.
Denmark, the women are beautiful in Denmark.
No, I'm saying lately. No, I'm saying as of late, man. Like people have been going down there doing shows, and people have been reacting, like in Australia and in Germany, and then comes like Spain and France and England. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the two that have been coming back, like giving the
I
biggest
didn't know that.
responses.
See, that's funny.
It's crazy. The Germans are hip hop.
Yeah,
man.
Raekwon the other day. Raekwon was like his favorite was.
Yeah, his
Germany.
his
There you
favorite
go.
was Germany.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I hear Onyx got like a huge thing going on in Russia. Like they go big in Russia.
Russia's crazy.
I never did Russia.
Oh,
I
man.
did Slovakia, Slovenia, all of that. I never did Russia.
Just get ready for a lot of fucking vodka. for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner.
Russian promoters.
Russian
All
promoters.
right,
Get at me.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, what are you doing?
That's cash right there.
That's
you just
money.
put him in the show, and he's gonna show up, and the money comes. Hello.
Yeah, Russia never got at me,
Yeah, I mean, shit, our first time with Cypress Hill, I was there once by myself, but I went with Cypress just a couple years back, man. Out of 20 some odd years, we've been there once.
Oh, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, some of the promoters really ain't got the dough to be bringing cats over there all the time. But like when the right promoter calls, dude, that show's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Book them in Russia. Come on, let's go. Word up, man. We want to thank R.A., the Rugged Man, for coming through.
Yo, before he goes,
course.
I know you're a big boxing guy, right?
Yeah.
Who do you got this weekend? These three
Yeah, who
fights.
you got this weekend?
Don't change the odds.
That's
Man,
right.
I hate making
Switch to
predictions.
Vegas odds.
I hate making wrong predictions. And they go, see, I already don't know what he's talking about, but you try. Now, which fights? Zab Judah,
And,
Danny
Martinez and Murphy.
Martinez. Martinez is beatable, but he's so goddamn good. That's what's great about Martinez is he's vulnerable. He gets knocked down in the first round, the seventh round, the last round. He always looks like he could almost lose the fight, but he's so gifted and so talented. So he's a pound for pound skill level, but he's also a 38-year-old man. But I'm gonna I'm gonna go with Martinez on that one. I'm gonna say that the champion will take that. And as far as Zab Judah versus Garcia, I mean, Zab Judah at his best can be competitive with anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he gets sidetracked in his head. I think he
gets distracted.
There's something going on there. So he rarely ever wins the big fights. He won the big fight against Corey Spinks.
He could have been like Mayweather, that guy.
He had the skill level to be on that type of thing, but he after 2-3 rounds, 4 rounds, but that Kostya punch in the second round, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was out of here.
But he also got outboxed against Amir Khan, and he didn't, he basically quit. He said, it was a low blow, and he also lost to Clotty. The headbutt, he kind of quit on that one. But so I'm gonna go with. I'm not saying that it's definite, but I'm gonna go with Danny on that one because he's confident, he's young, he's hungry. But Danny's very beatable too. I mean, he's undefeated right now, but every time he fights, you go, oh man, he'll lose the next fight. But he always finds a way to win. So I'm just gonna go with the guy that's on the winning streak.
He's a
right
scrapper.
now with that one. Yeah.
You watch the UFC fights?
I'm not so educated on them so much.
Yeah, there's also a UFC jump off. John Jones against Chael Sonnen. And then there's like a bunch of other shit on it.
Who's supposed to win that one?
I think people got Jones as the favorite.
Yeah.
But
just when you said the name John Jones, he sounded like he was gonna win.
Oh, he's a sick bastard.
Start
man.
thinking Kool-Aid drinking.
But
and shit.
both of them are pretty damn good. It should be a good fight, but everybody got Jones as the top dog in that one.
Post time.
Post time. All right, shit.
Time to smoke. 1 minute around. Actually, it's actually time to smoke.
Yeah. The Dr. Greenthumb show.
I smell the hash in
Oh
there.
man,
Oh, yeah.
my father would have loved it. He was a smoker. He challenged every rapper. Yeah, yo, Redman, Snoop, whoever wants to try it out, smoke me, let's smoke. But then the son didn't smoke. I'm not a smoker.
Well,
I don't mean to disappoint you. Be real. I
It's
don't
okay.
No, it's good. We'll smoke for you.
It's a
bro.
we'll smoke on your behalf. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And this one was provided by DJ Shiva over there, who brought it to us via the pharmacy.
Pharmacy.
Yeah, right?
You always got the
Pharmacy was
always got the
Hollywood.
pretty girls with you. Be real. You know. If it's not my 14-year-old girlfriend from my childhood, it's this one. You know.
She's our resident DJ here, man. This is DJ Shiva. She be putting it
Shiva.
down every Friday right here on BREALTV.
How you doing, Shiva?
She DJ's good. She just happens to look good. You know, work
I like
out that way.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Man, I was hanging out with you one time. I met you a long time ago. We had a big party bus, Eminem.
Oh,
We were
I
in
was
New
on
York.
that bus. You
Yeah,
were there?
You came on a party bus.
Yeah, I was disappointed, man, because it was the after. What was it? The second album, right?
Yeah, I think
And
so.
they're like, "Yo, come meet Eminem." So I'm like, "Yo, he's all on MTV. There's gonna be model whores. We're gonna fuck all these model bitches. Hell yeah!" I get on the bus, and he had his wife on the bus and her friends, and I was like, and everybody was kind of drunk. I was like, "All right, take me to Penn Station. I'm gonna go home." You know, like I thought it was gonna be a party, party bus.
Yeah.
But I was a little disappointed that night.
Yeah. You know, we were still learning how to party.
What?
He was
were
still,
still
he
learning
was,
how
he
to
was,
party.
he was still learning how to put it down.
It's just
Nah, but that's what happens when you got, baby mama, like I'm coming to the party, every guy goes through that. The baby mama's there, so, maybe if she wasn't, it would have
Got
been
to
more
tone
of a
the party down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But he got a party bus, you know what I'm saying? it's a conflicting thing, you know.
What were you doing on that bus? You were part of that whole,
I used to DJ for
for M
Proof and
with
D12.
Paul Rosenberg. Yeah, that's funny.
I think it was you and I want to say John Schechter was with you. No?
I came. No,
by
Paul
yourself.
invited me.
Yeah,
Paul
by
Paul
yourself.
said, "Yo, come on up. I want you to meet them and this and that and come on the party bus." Oh, party bus.
Yeah, I remember that party bus. Wasn't much of a party bus, huh?
No.
Paul wasn't on it.
Yeah, Paul was on it.
He was?
Yeah, he had some chick from Stony Brook, Long Island with him. I was like, that bitch goes to the club in my father's neighborhood. How the fuck is she doing out here in Manhattan,
Jumping on the party bus. You were, see, look, you were so partied out, you didn't even know that happened.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he had a girl.
Well, shit happens.
I was just like, yeah, party bus.
Party
New
bus.
York.
Yeah.
Word up, man. Well, shit, it's been great chopping it up with you. I
Hell
think we
yeah.
got one of your videos. Which video we
People's
got?
What are we
Champ.
playing? Born a Star? Or are we
Oh,
gonna
you don't
play
got
the new
People's
one?
Champ, the new one?
Yeah, let's play People's Champ. This song has Apathy on it too, right?
No, Apathy produced the beat.
Oh, okay. That's
Hey,
what it was.
he's nice on the beats, man.
Oh, yeah, he killed
He
this
can
beat.
rap too, though.
Yep, he's a good rapper,
good,
too.
good
Yeah,
writer,
yep.
good rapper.
Yeah, he's like that triple threat thing.
He's got-
He don't DJ, right? He's the double threat, rap.
Yeah,
and
he's the
produce.
double threat. Yeah,
I'll take
but
it
I
for a
wouldn't
week.
be
We'll teach you about
surprised that the
DJing.
cat
If he
can
could cut
DJ.
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So this is we're gonna play People's Champ then, Shiki. Let's do that one.
You got that?
Yeah, we got it.
that.
All right, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thanks
People's
for having
Champ.
me, man.
All right, rugged man. Let's go.